And if you're wondering
how much the ferry ticket costs, well, I think this apartment is really cool. And if you're wondering, it costs dollars per night.
I love you. I love being Venezuelan.
Good morning to our favorite travelers, those who watch us on YouTube.
Today we're going to start a very special trip because we're going to Margarita Island to sing happy birthday to Our Lady of the Valley.
It's September 7th, the birthday is tomorrow, but we're gonna tell you all about the journey. And we're going to make several videos on the island that we know you really like. In fact, one of our most viewed videos on the channel is from Margarita Island. So stay tuned to see how the roads are, what the prices are like for both the ferry and individual passenger tickets. Everything you need to know if you want to travel to Margarita.
And show you our beloved island. Let's go.
We haven't told you here on YouTube, but Toyota lent us this SUV, a Prado, which we will be testing for 15 days and then give you our final verdict. Let's start by showing you how beautiful it is, right? Let's put away this little bag I have here. It's large with 3 rows of seats and the 3rd row is stored there. Put away this little bag. What's here? An avocado. And well, go check out all the trunk space we have. We're going to make a quick stop at the Formato, and we have to agree on something. This Formato is the best in Venezuela. I mean, look at the view of Avila, it's spectacular. Plus, it's huge and well, it has all the products, everything you need and so on. But look how beautiful it is, the design, everything. But I think the view is what makes it the best, literally. Today we had breakfast on the road to save time since we chose the ferry from Naviera, Paraguana that leaves at 1 in the afternoon. Normally, we used to choose the one at 7 or 8 in the morning and we had to leave Caracas around 12 or 1 in the morning and drive at night. Yeah, I think that's how we did it the last 2 times, but this time we decided to take this one, which works out pretty well. You just have to leave at 7 in the morning so that with your 4.5 to 5 hours, which is the average time to get to Puerto de la Cruz, you arrive before 12 noon since the gates close an hour before. And when you get there, you have to pay a kind of tax, validate the tickets, and so on, so you lose a little bit of time. We made a stop at Formato, bought a few things, and well...
we already had the cheese and the mortadella, we bought ham, and we bought this rustic, super crunchy bread. We also already had these whole wheat tortillas. Kids, eat the tortillas, I'm going to eat the rustic bread.
Because you know that when I'm in Venezuela, I live like I'm on an eternal diet, but when I travel, I go a little crazy. Not crazy from traveling, but I get chubby from traveling, so that's my balance. Meanwhile, Ninita doesn't eat as much as I do when I'm traveling, so when she's in Venezuela, she can also allow herself those little treats like rustic bread, which is delicious. And here we're gonna go through the little town of Barlovento and not go straight to Rio Chico because there are those 2 options, but we feel like this one is a bit shorter. Going through Rio Chico is longer, but well, we have a bit more highway. This is where the road starts, so to speak. However, the last time we came this way, it was pretty good around here. The highway is also fine, but well, since this one is shorter. And something you have to keep in mind is that there's a sign where you used to turn right and then you had to make a U-turn to cross the little bridge we just crossed. But now they made another one. This entrance to the highway doesn't have many signs, but you can recognize it by some kiosks that are right there on the highway and you can cross straight through. If you miss the entrance, well, you can get to the sign, make a U-turn, and take the little bridge. But if you go carefully, you can get in, just like we did. And then merge onto the road towards El Guapo and all that over there.
There was a time when this stretch of the road was in very, very bad condition, and it was best to go through Rio Chico, but luckily it's not in such bad shape anymore. It's not perfect, but it's not that bad either, and it is shorter. I also understand that there are schedules. I mean, like at a certain time in the late afternoon or evening, you're escorted by a police patrol, but we've never experienced that because we've never gone out at night to... We haven't experienced it.
But they did tell us about it.
I think one time we passed by and at that time they played the prank.
Because there was like crazy traffic, and when we said, look, but why is there all this traffic? There was a guard there who was standing holding people back. Then they told us, no, but this is very dangerous, so it has to be escorted and all that. They opened a lane for people going one way, stopping those coming the other way so the guard could escort them, then did the same for people returning. That's just what the guard told us. We never saw or experienced it ourselves. And today we'll be telling you what this road is like and also showing you a little bit.
El Guapo.
We arrived at my town.
He always says it. I mean, always.
Oh, it's a really bad joke, but it's also kind of good.
Good.
Good because it hasn't lost its relevance. What do you think of the journey so far?
We've been talking about really deep things, reflecting. It felt too short for me.
We've been having intense conversations, and we've said, of course, as we told you, this truck is borrowed, so I can't put a sticker on it to mount the GoPro there. But I would love to, because that way you can leave it on and start talking and philosophizing without the pressure of holding the camera in your hand.
And for it to be spontaneous, so you don't feel like you're being recorded, because I think that's the charm of this kind of conversation. We were talking a little bit about time, about how important time is. That in the end, time is money too. And how to maintain that balance between living the life you want to live, making money, and making sure that time, which is invaluable, is used as it should be. Well, that's where it starts. Then we went on to other really cool topics.
Look, I'm just going to tell you one thing, and it's a little piece of my philosophy.
Alright, we're about to go through a checkpoint.
Honestly, the checkpoints have been really calm.
I don't know, there are just too many.
Yeah, it's horrible, just horrible.
There are just too many, but oh well.
I'm gonna share a bit of my philosophy with you, and it's that as long as you have energy, and I don't mean energy, youth, because there are people who, I don't know, after their 40s or 50s, they come up with business ideas and end up producing more than they did in their first decades of life. But whatever. The fact is that when you have that time of economic prosperity and abundance, more than usual, more than what's common, look for a way to invest in any kind of passive income. I mean, I think I sound like someone selling courses.
100%, because also reaching that level of prosperity.
I think if we had woken up at this time, we definitely wouldn't have made it to the ferry.
Reaching that level of prosperity isn't so easy, and many times I look for ways to get out of the rat race, which is a term I learned thanks to Ñeñito, which is like the search for financial freedom. But what happens? They don't teach us any of that in school. I feel like it's something basic that we should all learn. How to manage our income. How to really save. You see a lot of people with expensive trucks, luxury handbags, but they don't have money. They're not rich, they just look rich, but they're not actually rich. And for me, wealth can be very subjective. But I think that if you have stability, like a basic stability to cover your basic expenses, you have life insurance, and you can treat yourself every now and then. I think you're on the right track toward that financial freedom.
And the craziest thing is that, well, here in Venezuela there are no loans, but in other countries where there are loans, that wealth can be even more fake because everyone owes everything they have. I mean, I had friends who live in the United States and they told me, no bro, I bought my TV on credit, and I was like, bro, why did you need a new TV if you already had one? No, but I have the latest now and we'll trade it for the new one next year. But you're always gonna be in debt. I mean, literally the day you get sick, the day you don't want to work because you want to take a vacation or some time off, or rather more than 3 weeks or a month, which is what the law allows you. Then you won't be able to because you have the financial obligation that forces you to work no matter what, or else, well, you lose your assets because if you don't pay, then they seize them. And that's really horrible, and that's why I talk about passive income. Because if you have the opportunity, even if it's with other people, it doesn't have to be just you. I don't know, buy a small apartment, put it on Airbnb, or invest a little money in the stock market. And as for the stock market, I see it more as savings than as passive income. Because the idea is that money multiplies with compound interest over the years.
And how this video turned into a finance video, I have no idea.
Well,
It's just that road trip topics.
exactly. That's what I like about the road.
Starting from the very basics. Nini, like, I have this income. How do I live on this and save at the same time? I'm going to give you a tip. I don't know how much you make, but I'm going to give you a tip. Don't spend on appearances. I mean, that expensive purse, you don't need it. Save that money so you can later create your income stream or get your passive income, and then at some point you can buy your purse. Of course, because you only live once, but you have to use your money wisely. That's what I've been learning. And sometimes you spend money on silly things like, oh, it's just $1, oh, $2. How much do you spend monthly? Are you tracking your expenses?
Are you really spending on the basics, or are you spending that money on little silly things that end up adding up a lot?
Let's start there.
Yes, well, that's what it's about, trying to save or invest between 10 and 20% of your income. Well, I kind of have a phobia about having cash, well.
But there are also people whose monthly income isn't enough to save. I mean, honey, yes, that's true. There are people who can't live independently, but have to live with other people to be able to pay for everything. I mean, it's not that easy.
Well, and that's exactly why, at the beginning of this idea, I said, in times of prosperity or economic boom, because we know there are times when you live day to day, everything you earn is literally just to cover your cost of living, without any luxuries, without buying a purse, nothing. We've been there, of course, just to pay for your housing, to pay for your food, and that's it.
I think 70% of the population, I would even dare to say 90%, has been through that.
For sure, for sure.
The number of people who are born rich is
very few, and I totally agree.
And I'll add something else. Think about your old age, even if you don't make it to old age, because I think reaching old age is often a luxury. And even more so with the world as crazy as it is, but always think about your old age. People say, no, I live for today, I spend it all, and so on. Then you get old and you're struggling. Think about your old age, pay yourself. Those are the kinds of insurance that really help you.
Not life insurance?
No, not life insurance. The ones where you save for your old age, like a pension.
Yes, life insurance, exactly. It's not a health policy, it's life insurance. It's like, imagine a life insurance policy. You deposit a certain amount annually, which you coordinate with your insurer. And within the next 20 years, if God forbid, something happens to you, then a large sum of money will go to the person you want to leave it to, whether it's your child, your spouse, your nephew, whoever you choose. But in the best case scenario, nothing at all happens. If after 20 years you are still alive and kicking, then the company you paid that life insurance to will start giving you something like a pension, returning the money you paid over 15 or 20 years with interest. Of course, and then you already have something like a salary. We know that precisely in the country where we live, pensions are not enough for anything. So it's really good to think about investing because I see it more as an investment than just savings for the future. Yes, 100% in a life insurance policy.
And this isn't part of the culture in Venezuela. I mean, in Venezuela, people live too much in the moment, even when there was economic prosperity here. I learned this by traveling to Germany, traveling to Denmark, and talking to people who live there and have adopted Danish or German culture. They care a lot about old age and above all about independence from family, because that's another thing. Here, you feel a very strong bond with your family. That's something I like. But the not so positive side is that in the end, you become dependent on your children or some other family member, and you have to be responsible for your own life. In the end, you are an independent person. You can love your family with all your heart, but you don't have to make them carry such a heavy burden.
I think that's the beautiful thing about traveling, that you open your mind and get to know other cultures and you take the best from each one. Because in the end, nobody is completely right, nobody has the absolute truth, nobody is perfect. It's just that when you have the chance to get to know different social structures, ways of seeing life and so on, from different countries you travel to, you can take the best from each one. Like you said, in Denmark, for example, in Japan, it's the other extreme. In Japan, they don't even kiss or hug.
You don't see your relatives. I'm grown up now. I don't need my mom anymore. I mean, it's another extreme that I don't like.
I mean, literally, it's like they're strangers, because I even tell my friends I love you, and I have Japanese friends who say, I
haven't called my mom in a year.
Exactly. So you end up keeping maybe the best of each culture and, well, trying to share them. To you who put up with this chatter, all this road trip chatter, which I really love, honestly.
If you have the possibility to save, you are blessed. Take advantage of it now that you can, because life changes. You never know what might happen in the future. Consider your old age and don't spend money on appearances. That's the conclusion of these 11 minutes.
Wow, we've been talking for 11 minutes.
But imagine, we've been this way all along, which is why time passes so quickly for us.
We just passed El Guapo.
About 11 minutes ago.
11 minutes, exactly. We still have 2.5 hours left according to the GPS, 180 kilometers, and in theory we'll arrive at 11:10, which better be the case because we have until 12 at the latest to get on the ferry.
The road, honestly,
Hasn't been that good.
right?
I have to admit we barely felt it because we have a new truck with amazing shock absorbers and the suspension hasn't been changed. For example, in my truck, the Fortuner, I installed a stiffer suspension. When we went to the Grand Sabana, the original suspension would hit, so I upgraded it. So, by putting in a slightly higher, slightly stiffer suspension, you feel the potholes more, you feel the bumps and speed bumps more, and it's even a little more uncomfortable. But at the same time, it allows you to reach more distant places. Just like with the tires, if you put on some knobby tires, it feels more annoying to drive. While this one has the original factory tires, I mean, I feel like I'm in a spaceship. You barely feel anything. It's super smooth. It's wonderful.
Okay, but let's give some context to people who don't understand why we have this new truck on loan.
Listen, I already said it at the start. The thing is, Toyota lent us this truck, and for those who follow us on Instagram, you might have seen the little prank where I told Niñita that I had given it to her as a birthday present.
Guess what he gave me? Nothing.
You speak poorly and talk to yourself gradually. Nothing.
No, just kidding. He made me a super cute card, and he gave me something that he knows I didn't want.
Ugly, did you hear? He talks badly, really badly. No, but it doesn't matter. It can be exchanged. Oh, really? Yeah, obviously.
Oh, well, thank you for telling me.
I'm going to tell you.
I'm going to tell you what he gave me. He gave me a skydiving course as a gift. But I don't know, I mean, I feel like I'm going to be in the air and I'm going to forget everything and I'm going to die.
Nini, what's with all the drama?
I feel like that's how it's going to be.
I mean, the parachute has a system that opens automatically. If you don't open it yourself, just imagine. Well...
So I'm going to faint when the parachute opens and I won't land and I'm going to die.
No, Nini, why are you being so dramatic?
Well, that's how I feel. Should I go skydiving? Yes.
Okay, hold on. Let's pause for a moment.
Would I be willing to jump by myself? I don't know.
Pause. Look at my last jumps there. Nini, I record myself to learn and to improve. I never show my life. I mean, I rarely post. So now that I have the chance, show it off.
Let's show it off.
Let's show it off, no, because I'm kind of hood.
Show off!
I'm still kind of hood. I mean, a skydiver sees this and says,
This clown. But it's because you have to compare yourself to the best. Compare yourself to your past self.
exactly.
Yeah, let's see.
But, girl.
Okay.
We keep comparing ourselves to Luisito Comunica, but there's no need or point.
To get depressed.
I mean, I compare myself to Valeria from 8 years ago. Let's keep going.
Yeah, turn it off for now since people have already left.
Bye.
Bye. And if it hasn't popped up for you, damn, subscribe there. Because man, you're one of us, you're loyal, you're faithful, you're like a war dog, a shop dog.
War dog love?
Shop dog, you know?
That's right, Sukita.
Sokita wasn't a shop dog.
No, but she was very loyal.
Yes, she was a road dog.
She was a road dog.
Well, so if you're still here and you haven't subscribed, hit that button. If you're watching on your TV, grab the remote, click subscribe. Because you start watching the videos on the TV, which, by the way, we appreciate because part of our intention is to record in 4K. And everything ends up being huge, the files are really big. Sending the files to our editor takes 3 times longer than if we recorded in 1080 and so on. Thanks to you who watch the videos on the TV.
Summarize your ideas.
So, those who watch on the TV usually don't subscribe.
Subscribe. We've been going for 20 minutes.
Subscribe there.
All right, bye. We like adrenaline and eating delicious food.
Honestly, we're gonna cheat a little. We go to Montacacho because we always stop at Rancho de Acapulco, a cheese shop that we guarantee is really good. And we missed it a while ago. We got lazy and thought we were gonna have to eat fast food in Puerto La Cruz before getting on the ferry, which we didn't want. And so we cut through the median. I remember the median because when I was a kid, a teenager and all that, I used to go to Mochima a lot during Holy Week, and we would stop here to eat before getting to Mochima straight through. So we're going to stop here now to see how it is, and we're going to buy
food for the ferry because we arrive at 12.
No, honey, we'll eat quickly here. It's too early.
It's too early.
Because we'll buy it.
We take it and eat on the ferry.
That's right.
What time will we arrive in Margarita?
We leave at 1 and we'll arrive around 5 in the afternoon because the ferry takes 4 hours.
That's crazy. It used to be 2.
About 2.
I think there was a time when it was 2.
Yes.
With the ferry, it was quick, about 2.5.
Well, I don't know. You guys who used to travel a lot to Margarita, tell me if there was a ferry that took less than 4 hours. Once I got on a cargo one that took 8 and it was the same from Puerto La Cruz.
Yeah, maybe I have a false memory, but comment.
What's the fastest ferry you've ever taken? This is what the inside of what will be the median looks like. Who does this place bring back memories for? How many of you came and stopped here before taking the ferry to go to Margarita, before going to Mochima, or even before going to Puerto Ordaz towards El Tigre, towards those parts of the country? Look how beautiful this place is. I'm about to show you the menu. And what about the prices? We ordered half a kilo of carne en vara for the 2 of us. But I also ordered a cachapa with Guayamano cheese. I mean, Guayanas cheese is my favorite, but the cachapa usually comes with queso de mano by default, so I got Guayamano cheese. It's like a fusion. It's like when literally Gojan and Goten fuse together. It's delicious. And the cachapa costs $8. With all that said, over here we have, well, fried plantain with cheese, soup, and let's see if I can find the meat. Meat. Look, pork on a stick, 1 kilo 44. No, wait, pork, no, carne en vara. Wow, half a kilo. That's what we ordered. $22, half a kilo of carne and vara. Then we have fish, chicken platters, which I imagine are super combos for several people to eat. And here they have the drinks. They asked if I wanted to see how the carne en vara is made. Of course, here we have chicken and over here we have the meat. Look how beautiful it is. Can I lift it like this? And give it a little turn. Yeah, look, wow, that's what I like. The fat from the meat, amazing. And over here, well, they're starting to make another one. Look at the firewood over there. This is left on ultra low heat, indirect heat, really nice and slow. How long for that meat, boss? 4 hours, so you know, if you're in a hurry, you need to go somewhere where the meat is already ready, because if not, just imagine. I think nobody here knows who we are, but since they saw us filming with the camera, now they took us to see how the carne en vara is made, and they just brought us some cheese. Wow. Oh, delicious, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So next time you guys go to a cheese shop, you take out a GoPro or just start filming to see if they'll let you try some. Oh, that's awful. I think they let everyone try it if they ask, but let's try the guayamano.
No, this wasn't the guayamano.
No, that's the arepero cheese. Let's see how it is. Let's see, guayamano. Guayamano turns me on.
I love it. I love being Venezuelan.
And well, this is the palmizulia, a little harder, a little drier, but also delicious. Oh my god. It has the perfect amount of salt. What do you think?
I like hard cheese to be saltier.
What is this?
It's Lanero or Santa Barbara style, but it's really good.
Of course, but this palmizulia isn't cheese. The really hard one. No, it's not. I mean, yes, it is. No, don't take away the guayamano. The guayamano is mine. The guayamano is mine.
How rude. This was my favorite guayamano.
Obviously, guayamano, I think it's my favorite cheese ever. I mean, not just here in Venezuela, but in my whole life. No, like Dutch cheese or whatever cheese. No, guayamano. Guayamano?
Guayamano?
The little girl is active.
Let's see. Show us. We'll likely eat in the car.
Sure, on the way.
Toyota won't like this. Out of the car, Toyota, relax.
This is a little salad, onion, tomato.
Cucumber and a little onion.
Exactly.
If you're out playing in the street, you don't eat.
No.
I want a little piece right now.
To try a little piece right now.
Not with your hand.
With a bit of fat.
See, he already handled it with his hand.
Alright, I'm gonna take this little piece and go back for seconds.
It's not a little piece.
Since you didn't like it?
My god. Good Lord Almighty.
I want to sing a song by Simon Diaz.
I carry your light and your scent on my skin.
Wow.
What a great idea to stop here. Because otherwise it would have been our turn. Or bread with ham and cheese, which isn't bad, but we already had that for breakfast. Or some fast food, which we're not really fans of.
The juiciness of the meat. The little bit of fat, salty, wow.
It's amazing.
100 out of 10. No, not cheap. Yes, divine. Because $22 for half a kilo is not cheap. But honestly, it's really good. Very, very good. We'll eat the rest on the ferry, or who knows, maybe the ferry won't arrive. Maybe on the way. Okay, hold on. We couldn't miss showing you the cachapa. Look at this beauty. Well, to whoever gave me like I did, I'll dig in. Hey, here and there.
Look at this here, a little bit came off.
Now it wants to.
Yes.
Now it wants to.
The cheese is really good.
It's just that you're always craving things.
Yeah, I get craving.
Always craving stuff.
Always craving stuff.
But I share it because honestly, it's a lot. A cachapa plus all that spit roasted meat just for me alone. So, well, that's it. Enough talking. Time to pay and move on. Look at this beauty. Here you can also buy the cheeses. They also have these that are all lined up. This one has parsley, right? Parsley, garlic, and the other one? And stuffed olives. And, well, different kinds of cheese. And this is candied papaya.
Curdled milk dessert.
There's everything, but well, this is the king of the ice creams. This is the guayamano, right?
Guayamano.
Ah, well, I just can't explain to you how divine this cheese is. We finally arrived at the little port of Naviera, Paraguana. Right now, they have to do a vehicle inspection for us. Then we have to go validate our tickets and finally load the trucks onto the ship. How's it going, Nini? How's life been?
Could be better, yeah.
But acceptable.
Well, they're acceptable?
Yes, yes, yes.
Obviously, they're acceptable.
I think so too. I think so too.
Right now, I'm hungry and sleepy.
Already? Hungry? It's 11 in the morning.
I'm sleepy.
Well, you can sleep right now. But we'll eat later. Just an hour.
I mean, the smell of the cachapa got all over the car.
Honestly, it's really good. Cachapa is top-notch.
They should make an essential oil that smells like cachapa.
Or a candle. A candle.
A cachapa candle?
A cachapa candle.
It should be unbearable.
But if you saw the previous video, and if you haven't, go watch it, talking about the best foods in Venezuela, the best breakfast. Honestly, cachapa is at the top. Oh, look over here.
People are turning back.
I'm not understanding anything.
Me neither. Let's ask what's happening.
What happened here? Hello, good afternoon. Is this for the Paraguana Shipping Company?
Now, 1 in the afternoon, that's through Puerto de la Cruz.
Through Puerto de la Cruz?
Do you know where that ferry is? That's what they used to call the old Con ferry.
Okay.
That's at the end of Paseo Colon Road.
That's where Paraguana Shipping Company is now.
Right now, the shipping company is there. They moved from here.
Okay.
I mean, everything's wrong. How have they not changed the address on Google Maps? Because we literally put it there on Google Maps, ferry departure Naviera, Paraguana. And apparently they moved a few months ago. So, well, no, I don't know. I have to go back. On Google, for example, they haven't changed anything. Here's the dot on Google showing where it said Naviera, Paraguana.
Now we have to go to where Con Ferry used to be.
Well, look, see, so you can see I'm not lying. Naviera, Paraguana, you've arrived.
But now we're not alone. The trucks here before had the same thing happen.
Yes, but here it will say Con Ferry.
I'm looking for it now, I'm looking.
Con Ferry, okay.
I feel like this has such incredible tourist potential, but there isn't a better ferry line. But anyway, again, that's not what this video is about.
Yes, there are many things that need improvement.
There are many opportunities for improvement. And that's a positive thing because there are many opportunities.
Exactly. Opportunities are meant to be taken, and it's true that in some cases they involve risks, but the more you risk, the more you gain. It's also true that you can lose more. But well, that's what it's all about, life in general.
Yeah, it's just that I don't know if there are any private ferry companies. They're all private.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know how that works.
I imagine so. I think Paraguana and Gran Casica, yes, I don't know.
I don't know anything.
But I don't know anything.
I'm a tourist.
It must be complicated to have a transportation service. On that scale, yes.
But it can be improved. Well, 9 minutes.
Good thing we arrived 2 hours early. So we could have this buffer. So we're not cutting it so close. So now you know. Plan for at least 2 hours because they closed boarding an hour before. So if we had arrived just on time, we might have missed the ferry. Good thing we didn't eat at the cachapera. I mean at La Quesera. Well, they also call it cachapera, quesera. Both are great. And we have time.
According to this, we arrive at 11:23. And now, yes. Oh, I don't think it's here either.
Well, it says Gran Casica Express there. Let's go ask about it. Boss. No, I have a question. Is Paraguana here too?
Right here, boss. The first entrance.
Okay, I'll turn around. I'm going out and okay. Thank you.
Oh my god. That only happens in Venezuela? You're not in Switzerland, and that doesn't happen to you in Switzerland.
Obviously.
I haven't been in Switzerland long enough for that to happen, right? But yes.
Imagine living in Switzerland and missing out on this.
Having like 5 lost cars and everything? Looking for where the damn ferry company is?
Ferry terminal, could it be this way? Well, it says exit here, nice. Naviera Paraguana?
It's this way. Did you guys confirm?
What do you mean, did we confirm?
I mean the tickets.
Yeah, of course, it's 100% confirmed.
Doesn't it allow it?
Let's do whatever it takes at the gate so we can get on that ferry.
There's something I don't like. If the shipping company is the one selling you the tickets, why do you have to pay another tax when you get here? I understand that maybe the tax isn't from the shipping company, but rather a port tax or something like that. But why don't they just charge you for it right away and make that step faster? I mean, it's like how it used to be 20 years ago. You'd fly and buy your ticket, but you didn't have the tax included. So you had to go to the airline counter, check in, and then go pay a tax. But that's long gone. Why don't they just charge the tax and save you a step? I mean, now you have to go verify the tickets, they have to give you a card, and you have to pay a car tax.
Alright.
As if it wasn't expensive enough.
Opportunities for improvement? Exactly.
Thanks.
Ready.
After just over half an hour, it was a mess in there with all the lines, for buying tickets and for verification. First, we had to go to a ticket window where they were checking the tickets and they give you this. Then you have to go to another window to pay the tax. 800 bolivars, that's about $6 or something like that. That's why I'm telling you.
Why do you have to go to another counter to have your documents checked again? They should speed up the process. Maybe they should have one counter for everything so you just go through and get everything done at once, but it was a mess. Plus, we ended up at a counter that was half for sales and half for verification.
Verification?
But they didn't say that anywhere. And before that, we were in another line, and they told us, no, this is for another ferry. So we switched to the other line, and then everyone who was in the first line we were in got through, and we still hadn't gotten there. Manuel got back in our original line, but we reached the front faster in the other line we switched to. Oh no.
Honestly, it was a bit of a disaster, especially because, like I was saying, why don't they just add the $6 to the ticket and take care of paying that tax themselves? And then, well, yeah, you have to go through a Saime ticket booth where they check your tickets, and well, that's obviously understandable and that's fine, but the tickets aren't. Where they check that you've paid the tax, and I think they also check your ID card. But yeah, it's all pretty tedious.
It could be easier. With a bit more organization, they could improve their service.
Totally.
Keep this in mind. We say it with love to make the process more pleasant.
Yes.
And if you're wondering how much the ferry ticket cost, it was $20 per person. And the car was about $175. It was 29,000 and some bolivars. Well, I'll tell you the exact amount in a moment.
And now you leave the
Ticket office?
and you enter like
On the dock. Yes, a kind of toll booth here where I imagine you have to hand this in, right?
Free!
Thank you. The young man is very kind. 26,400 what? 26,400 each, about $175. 26,400 divided by 150? Yes, $175. And the tickets for the people are 3,035 divided by 150, $20. So between the two of us, it was about 200, around $115 to go to Margarita. Keep in mind, this is just one way, not round trip.
Oh,
This is just the one-way price because we didn't buy the return ticket. Since there's a good chance nobody knows, nobody knew, but it was beautiful. I'm not going to say the other thing, that we'll come back through Cumana and explore a bit of Sucre State. Good.
Emmanuel.
Hey!
Are you crazy? And yes.
How's it going?
Yeah, it's not worth it.
How are you, brother?
All good.
Thank God.
And you?
Great. Spectacular.
That's great. Welcome.
Thank you. Hello, how are you all?
Dude, Emmanuel, redo the video you made for me last year.
Alright, well, come here.
Then, up ahead.
Up ahead. Alright, yeah, let's go.
hi Roxana, how are you?
This is Dos Locos de Viaje, sending hugs and greetings. Thank you for watching our videos.
Bye.
Bye, have a good trip. Bye. It's exciting, we're returning to Margarita.
I'm feeling a bit nostalgic. Last time we were here, we had our furry ones with us.
Yeah, almost.
But we'll honor them with this trip.
Almost 2 years ago.
In December.
Of 23 of 2024. No, 23.
24?
23, 24.
24?
23.
24. 23. Look.
Excuse me?
What? They're not going to scold us.
Ha ha ha, this was recorded on video. How stubborn, how headstrong. Ah, well, okay, your turn. Hello.
Dad?
How's it going?
All good.
Ready? Okay, we parked the car and we went up. Now I don't know where Ninita went. Look, they sell little sandwiches here. Small ones. Big ones with flies. All kinds. Here we are, already in our seats in the class we booked, which is the cheapest. There are no assigned seats.
But look, it's still wide, yes.
And it reclines a little like this. I like it.
Why does yours recline more than mine?
Because I'm VIP.
Oh!
Oh, now let's eat our meat at the Cachapa bar. And we'll show you when the ferry leaves because I think you can go up to the terrace. And show you the beautiful views of this journey.
We've already set sail, and I'm going to show you a bit of the terrace. This is supposed to be a little bar, but well, it doesn't seem to be working right now. But look how nice it is. Something I like is that the last time I came, this terrace was only for people who paid for the VIP seats, which were the most expensive ones. Right now it's open for everyone. Look how beautiful it is. We couldn't resist. Cheers, kids.
After 4.5 hours, we've arrived at Margarita Island. We drivers are the only ones who have access to the cars. So, little girl, she's not here. She's waiting for me outside the ferry. It's 5:43 in the afternoon, and we're already unloading the car. We left at 1. But anyway, since we arrived, I got in line to load the vehicles and start taking them out. I just saw Valerie in the line, but unfortunately she can't get on. She has to go through that whole line you see behind me until she gets through the gate. And after the gate, that's when I can wait for her, and that's when she can get in the vehicle. Because I don't understand, I don't know the specific reason. The last time we came to Margarita, it wasn't like this. I imagine that some things have changed. But yes, they're doing a more thorough check of the passengers. And I imagine also of the drivers.
They must also do a check, but from inside the car. We'll see and let you know.
Well, my check was pretty quick. They only asked me for my ID and that was it. Although I do see that the line of people is taking quite a while. Poor Valerie, we'll see how long it takes. And I'll look for a place around here where I can park to wait for her because this is pretty congested.
What a pain, really?
It's frustrating seeing so many children. 2 over there, some have come up to ask me, and another one just appeared. I'm going to cover his face because honestly I don't like this, but the number of children is astounding. Look, over there are more coming to ask you for money. They climb onto your car. What a pain.
We finally arrived at our island. It's been so long, a year, 2 years.
Almost 2 years, yes.
Wow, even though we always promise to come back soon, it never changes.
No, but this is the last time and we declare it from here.
We're leaving with a house.
What? Ah, no way, but you, where are we gonna get the money from?
God will provide.
Oh no, God will provide. What I meant is that this is the last time this happens.
Why leave if we don't have a house here?
More than a year without coming back. I mean, at most a year, once a year at most. We spent a year and 9 months. It really doesn't make sense.
Alright, I don't believe him, but fine, I'll make it happen.
Look how beautiful the island is. I mean, this sky and those little clouds, just a few, but it promises to be such a gorgeous afternoon. When I was getting off the ferry, obviously I didn't want to record because there were too many military police around and all that, but it was beautiful. I mean, just beautiful. The colors, the sun setting over there, well, now it's kind of covered up. And that's it. Stay tuned because we're going to show you the Airbnb we booked. How much did we spend? That way you'll have a real reference for prices, for how much it costs to come to Margarita. Everything else is optional, but transportation and accommodation are mandatory.
And I feel like this video might end before whatever we're going to do at midnight tonight.
No doubt, no, this video is definitely ending.
What are we going to do at midnight tonight?
I'm really excited to be back on the island, first because we're going to explore new places, hidden spots. Let him listen. Little explored corners that we haven't visited before. But also because we're going to see friends we haven't seen in a while, reconnect with others we saw recently in Caracas, and eat delicious seafood.
And feast our eyes on the beautiful scenery of this island. About this one? I don't know, but I suggest we go to Cubagua and Cochin. That's my suggestion. Let's see how everything goes. We're just going with the flow.
Exactly.
In fact, we only booked 2 nights on Airbnb. We'll see what happens to us here.
We're going to get to the Airbnb and show it to you.
And welcome to our Airbnb. We'll be here for 2 nights.
We're in Pampatar and
Now here it is, the living room. It's super cute, decorated. We have a brand, which if I'm not mistaken, comes from here.
no, I want to offer them myself. The
Blind one, the counter. And over here is the bathroom.
Let's go.
Alright. Little white thing. Important. Important to me. And the room. I feel like it's like a hotel room. It doesn't feel like the bathroom is outside like that.
I like it, I like it, I like it.
It's cool.
Over here you have a dryer, beach towels, over here an iron and a hair dryer. Water tank, because they did tell us there's no running water, but every morning from 7:30 a.m. to 8 a.m. they turn the water on. But anyway, it has a 500-liter tank and it's more than enough for the day, especially since it's an apartment for up to 3 people. There are only 2 of us, but the water comes every day, so you just have to remember to open and close the valve so the tank fills up.
Alright.
And if you're wondering, it costs $58 per night. That is, we paid $116 for 2 nights, which is what we initially booked. And we'll see later if we extend the reservation here or if we go somewhere else. But we hadn't booked anything at all, and today on the ferry we booked it, so I think that's pretty cool.
Yes.
Yeah, to sit down to chat. I like it, I like the complex. It's called Palma Real and it's here in Pampatar.
It seems like you can leave your key here.
Look, maybe. Of course, that's cool. They told us, look, if you want, you don't even have to lock that door because this place is very safe, there's security. So just closing this little door, and if we want extra security, then this gate is enough. We hung up the hammock, but we're a little scared.
I feel like it's really short.
Girl, you should try out the hammock since you're lighter than me. I'm a bit scared, but here we go.
It's just that I don't trust your knot. Oh, that sounds really loud.
Lift up your little foot. Lift up the other one.
Can you do your feet?
Here, I have one. It's just that my ankles are already messed up. If I end up falling, I'll mess up my coccyx too.
Honey, I don't trust your knot. Look at my knot. Hold on.
Look at my little knot.
It looks like a reliable, solid knot.
But you haven't even seen mine.
Well, it's just this. I still think it is.
Damn.
No, the knot is wrong. Done.
This is a knot that the more you tighten it, the tighter it gets.
Erga. Okay, let's see. It's not that I don't trust the knot, it's that I don't trust the little rope.
Yeah, I don't trust anything.
But let's see. Well, my feet are already up. So I think I can handle it.
Yes.
We just start making things up. Yes, exactly.
Nothing about the Mecca Sutra. Don't believe me.
Fault. Look, with those same knots, that's how you tied me up.
Yours was stronger.
No, wow.
An elephant can ride on yours.
Damn. We left the little apartment to see the common areas of the complex. Well, they're kind of shared. Look, over there I can see something like a volleyball net in the pool. How fun. Of course it's a bit dark. Look at this view. How about it? Oh, I thought it was a volleyball net. How blind I am. It's a bridge. There's a pavilion over there. This place is really beautiful. Look how beautiful it is. And the pool looks so nice. I thought it was a volleyball net. Just imagine how blind I am. The pool is pretty big. I imagine it's shared by these townhouses or these buildings with the small apartments around. The first thing we did when we arrived on the island after dropping our stuff off at the Airbnb was come to Braseritos because I think for the rest of the time we're here, we'll be eating seafood. So why not have a delicious barbecue today? And look at this genius idea. Blood sausage arepita. I had never tried blood sausage arepitas before. Well, there you go. A little bit of cream. They're really good. And I also ordered myself a little cocktail. In fact, tomorrow we're going to be doing
We haven't revealed it.
That's true. We'll leave it for the next video. But anyway, what we're going to be doing, we're going to do it with them. You'll have to see it in the next video.
This afternoon we had meat for lunch and we'll eat it again.
Obviously, because you can eat meat all day. Good, juicy, tasty, delicious. Because Bracerito never lets you down. Oh no, that's Rexona. But anyway. Enjoy your meal. And this is gonna turn off in 3, 2, 1.
Travelers?
With that annoying noise from the water pump, which, well, we're already used to. Since it's not just here in our house in Caracas, we also suffer from it, and we depend on the water pump. I'm going to end this video. Tell me down below in the comments what you thought about the prices to come to Margarita Island. Of course, there are many more videos coming from the Pearl of the Caribbean, and you'll be able to see the rest of the prices, like restaurants, experiences, and so on. But based on everything you saw in this video, tell me down below what you thought. Would you be up for coming? Do you want to come check it out? Or to come back and explore the island again? Don't forget to leave a like too. And if you're watching us on TV, grab the remote and subscribe right there. Please, it helps us a lot. You can't imagine. It's free for you. And for us, it's a huge help so we can keep creating these videos. See you in a few days with a new episode of Dos Locos de Viaje. Bye.